From epic space battles to creepy encounters in the shadows, aliens have always made the best villains in gaming. Today we're counting down the top 12 games where your enemies are extraterrestrial, and they're not here to make friends. Whether you're running from them, shooting them, or trying to outsmart them, these alien adversaries will test your skills and nerves. Let's get started! Kicking things off at number 12, Destroy All Humans flips the script by putting you in the shoes of an alien invader. And let me tell you, it's a blast, literally. But don't let the humor fool you. Earthlings are surprisingly resilient when fighting back. This remake is a tongue-in-cheek parody of 1950s alien invasion flicks, complete with all the cheesy dialogue and over-the-top characters you'd expect. I remember the first time I zapped a human with my trusty ray gun. The guy's hair stood on end like he'd just seen his electricity bill after a month of leaving the AC on full blast. And using telekinesis to fling cows at government agents? Priceless. You'll zap humans, use telekinesis, and generally make a mess of Earth. It's alien domination, but make it funny. And can we talk about the dialogue? Crypto, our sassy alien protagonist, drops one-liners that would make even Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime jealous. Pathetic humans. Kneel before Zod, I mean Crypto. Classic. Now let's swap zany for terrifying as we head to Talos 1. At number 11, Prey drops me into a space station overrun by shape-shifting aliens called Typhon. Picture this, I'm just minding my own business, strolling through Talos 1, when suddenly my coffee cup lunges at my face. Yup, in this game, paranoia isn't a bug, it's a feature. These sneaky aliens can mimic everyday objects, turning coffee cups into deadly traps. Every time I see a chair, I can't help but wonder, is it just a chair? Or something more sinister? My heart races every time I enter a new room. Is that medkit really going to heal me or suck out my soul? I remember this one time when I walked into what looked like an empty office. There was a banana peel on the desk. No big deal, right? Wrong. That banana peel sprouted legs and tried to gnaw on my ankles. I've never looked at fruit the same way again. But let's not forget the humor amidst the horror. Every time I see a chair, the inner monologue kicks in. Please just be a chair. It's like playing a twisted game of hide and seek where the seeker wants to eat your face off. Alright, moving on from survival horror to strategic resistance. Let's talk about XCOM 2 next. Number 10 puts you in command of humanity's last hope in XCOM 2. Aliens have already taken over Earth. We're the underdogs now, hiding in the shadows, scraping together resources and launching guerrilla attacks against our alien overlords. It's up to me to lead a ragtag resistance against their advanced technology. No pressure, right? I can't count the number of times my squad has faced impossible odds, only to clutch victory from the jaws of defeat. But for every heroic moment, there's a "you've got to be kidding me" moment waiting around the corner. Case in point, my sharpshooter, with a 95% chance to hit, lines up the perfect shot. I'm already celebrating in my head. This mission is in the bag. Then she misses. I swear I could feel my soul leave my body for a second. Classic XCOM, you think you're safe, but the game loves reminding you that even the best laid plans can go sideways. One time, I sent my best soldier on a high-stakes mission to hack an alien terminal. She's creeping through the ruins of an old city when suddenly, bam! She's flanked by 3 sectoids. I'm screaming at my screen, how did you miss that? But hey, that's part of the charm. The unpredictable chaos keeps things fresh and hilariously frustrating. You've got to laugh to keep from crying when a well-placed grenade takes out half your squad because someone missed their shot. Sticking with the XCOM theme, let's rewind to the 1960s with the Bureau. At number 9, the Bureau takes the XCOM series back to its roots in the 1960s. I'm an agent tasked with uncovering and combating the first alien incursions. Imagine this, it's like stepping into an episode of Mad Men, but instead of dealing with ad campaigns and office politics, I'm dodging plasma blasts and dissecting alien tech. Picture me in a crisp suit, complete with a skinny tie, but instead of holding a whiskey glass, I've got a plasma gun. It's like Mad Men meets Men in Black, only with fewer cocktails and more extraterrestrial extraterrestrial chaos. One moment I'm briefing my team in a smoke-filled room, trying to maintain that cool 60s composure. The next, I'm knee-deep in an alien skirmish, and trust me, trying to look suave while ducking behind a retro-futuristic car for cover is no easy feat. I remember this one mission where my squad and I infiltrated a small town that had gone eerily silent. We're moving through these classic American streets, all white picket fences and perfectly mowed lawns. Suddenly, we're ambushed by sectoids popping out from behind mailboxes and garden gnomes. My partner yells, "Forget stealth, go loud!" And just like that, our mission turns into a suburban shootout. Every encounter has that mix of retro charm and sci-fi dread. But the best part, watching aliens try to understand human culture. Seeing them fumble with everyday objects always gets a chuckle. Now let's turn up the tension with a survival horror masterpiece. At number 8, Alien Isolation takes survival horror to the next level. Picture this: I'm trapped aboard the Sevastopol space station, and the iconic xenomorph is hunting me down. There's no fighting back, just hiding and praying it doesn't find me. It's like playing hide and seek, but the seeker is a nightmare come to life. Every corner I turn, every vent I pass, I feel its presence. The tension is palpable. The first time I heard that ominous hissing sound, I knew I was in trouble. My heart raced and my palms got sweaty. Pro tip: if you hear hissing, it's already too late. I remember crouching under a desk in one of those sterile, dimly lit rooms. My motion tracker beeped softly, showing the xenomorph's blip getting closer and closer. Holding my breath, I thought, this is it, game over. The creature's tail slithered past my hiding spot, inches away from my face. It paused for what felt like an eternity before moving on. I nearly passed out from relief. The funny part, despite the sheer terror, there were moments where I'd nervously laugh at my own panic, like when I mistook a squeaky door for the xenomorph and jumped so high I nearly hit the ceiling. Those little bursts of humor kept me sane amidst the relentless dread. But enough about heart-stopping horror. Let's swap fear for firepower and head to a post-apocalyptic New York. Number 7 drops us into the ruins of New York City in Crysis 3. I'm suited up in my high-tech nanosuit, staring at the crumbling skyscrapers and overgrown streets. It's a concrete jungle, literally. The alien Ceph have turned my hometown into their personal playground, and it's up to me to crash the party. My nanosuit is the ultimate Swiss Army knife. Stealth mode, I'm invisible, sneaking past patrols like a ghost. Speed mode, I'm zipping through the battlefield like a caffeine-fueled squirrel. And when things get hairy, I switch to armor mode, turning myself into a walking tank. One time, I'm creeping through an abandoned office building. I hear the telltale clicks of Ceph soldiers nearby. Switching to stealth, I glide past them unseen, feeling like an invisible ninja. Then, just for fun, I decloak right behind one and give him a good old super strength punch. The poor guy flies across the room, smashing through cubicles like they're made of paper. With powers like invisibility and super strength, I'm basically a superhero. If superheroes had a knack for blowing stuff up, and let me tell you, blowing stuff up never gets old. There's this moment where I leap off a building, cloak midair, and land smack dab in the middle of a Ceph patrol. They're scrambling, confused as to where I came from. Before they can react, I throw a grenade and cloak again. Boom! Bits of alien tech rain down like confetti. Next, we join Kate Diaz as she battles a new alien threat in Gears 5. At number 6, Gears 5 brings the alien locust threat to the forefront. I step into the boots of Kate Diaz, a fierce warrior uncovering dark secrets about the locust horde's origins while fighting for humanity's survival. The stakes have never been higher, and every battle feels like a fight for the future. The game's world is gritty and brutal. Every corner hides potential danger. But let's talk about the real star of the show, chainsaw guns. Need I say more? There's something deeply satisfying about revving up that chainsaw and tearing through locust enemies. It's like the developers asked, how can we make melee combat even more awesome? And then someone answered, chainsaws. Genius. One memorable moment has me pinned down by a swarm of locust drones. Bullets are flying everywhere, and my cover is rapidly disintegrating. I'm out of grenades. My ammo is running low and things look grim. Then I remember, chainsaw gun. With a war cry that would make a Viking proud, I charge at the nearest drone and rev up the chainsaw bayonet. The look on its face, well, it doesn't have much time to look before it's in pieces. Amidst all this chaos, there's a certain camaraderie that forms with my squad mates. We share a few laughs between skirmishes, often at the expense of our enemies' gruesome fates. Speaking of epic battles, let's save the galaxy in Mass Effect 3. Number 5 is the grand finale of the Mass Effect trilogy. The Reapers, colossal alien machines, are here to wipe out all life in the galaxy, and Commander Shepard is humanity's last hope. Picture this, I'm standing on the deck of the Normandy, staring out into the abyss of space, knowing that out there, these giant mechanical nightmares are plotting our extinction. No pressure, right? Every mission feels like it could be my last. The stakes? Through the roof. 1 minute, I'm negotiating a fragile alliance with a bunch of alien species that can barely stand each other. The next, I'm leading a desperate assault on a Reaper stronghold. It's like herding cats, if those cats had plasma rifles and a bad attitude. But amidst the galaxy-saving heroic, there's always room for a bit of humor. Like that time on the Citadel when I tried to blend in at a nightclub to gather intel. Let me tell you, Commander Shepard's dance moves are, well, let's just say they won't be winning any awards. I'm doing this awkward shuffle, trying to look cool while my crew laughs at my expense from the sidelines. And those choices? Oh boy, each decision weighs heavy. Save one planet or another. Sacrifice a friend for the greater good. It's enough to give anyone gray hairs. Yet somehow, amidst all this chaos, there's still room for those small moments of levity that keep me sane. Next, we crash land on a mysterious planet in Returnal. At number 4, Returnal thrusts me into a deadly time loop on the alien world of Atropos. Every corner of this place screams danger. I crash land on this hostile planet and the first thing I see, a towering alien beast with too many teeth and not enough patience. The hostile alien life forms are relentless, and every death sends me back to the beginning. It's like Groundhog Day, but with more tentacles and fewer laughs. The first time I went down, I thought it was a fluke. Then it happened again and again. If at first you don't succeed, die, and die again. Picture this, I'm sprinting through a twisted forest, my pulse pounding in my ears. Alien creatures leap from the shadows, spitting acid and swinging claws like they're auditioning for a horror movie. One wrong move and it's lights out, back to square one. Frustrating? Absolutely. But there's something almost comical about my repeated demises. It's like Atropos itself is laughing at my attempts. In one particularly memorable run, I find myself face to face with a creature that looks like an angry mix between a squid and a centipede. I try to dodge its attacks, only to trip over a rock and land flat on my back. As it closes in, I can't help but think, here we go again. Moments later, poof, I'm back at the crash site. Let's join Master Chief for some legendary alien combat. At number 3, Halo Infinite continues the saga of Master Chief. I find myself once again in the iconic green armor, ready to face whatever the galaxy throws at me. The Banished, a splinter faction of the Covenant, are deadlier than ever, but Master Chief is ready for the challenge. These guys don't mess around. They've got beefy brutes, nimble elites, and all sorts of alien tech that can turn me into space dust in seconds. One moment I'm pinned down by a squad of banished grunts. Plasma bolts zip past my head and my shield's warning beeps like an angry car alarm. Outnumbered and outgunned, it looks bleak. Then I remember, I've got a grappling hook. With a flick of my wrist, I'm airborne, swinging across the battlefield like a spacefaring Spider-Man. The grunts look up in confusion as I soar above them. Is he flying? One of them squeaks before I drop down with a satisfying thud, sending them scattering. The grappling hook isn't just for flashy moves though, it's practical too. See that high ledge? With a quick zip, I'm there, raining down fire on the bewildered banished below. Or how about snagging that fusion coil and hurling it into an enemy turret? Boom! Problem solved. Next, we put on a VR headset for an unforgettable battle against the Combine. Number 2 is the VR masterpiece Half-Life Alyx. The Combine, an alien race that's enslaved Earth, are my primary foes as I fight to turn the tide. Standing in a dilapidated alleyway, I grip my VR controllers, feeling like I'm truly in the thick of it. Rusty metal clinks underfoot, and I can almost smell the damp decay around me. Creeping through the shadows, I spot a patrol of Combine soldiers ahead. My heart races as I duck behind an overturned dumpster. Carefully peeking out, I line up my shot. 1 down, 2 to go. Suddenly, a stray bullet hits a nearby barrel, sending it rolling towards me. Panic sets in as I fumble to reload. In the chaos, I drop my crowbar. Now, picking up objects in VR? Easier said than done. I crouch down and reach for it, but my virtual hand keeps swiping through thin air. Come on, I mutter, making another attempt. Finally, success! Just in time to bash the remaining soldier who's now uncomfortably close. I take a moment to catch my breath, chuckling at my own clumsiness. It's these little moments that make VR so immersive and occasionally hilarious. Nothing quite like dropping your only weapon in the middle of a firefight. With the Combine temporarily handled, I press forward into the eerie silence of City 17's underbelly. And finally, let's face the ultimate alien terror in the Callisto Protocol. At number 1, the Callisto Protocol is a spine-chilling survival horror game. I find myself trapped in a space prison where alien mutants are out for blood. It's brutal, it's terrifying, and it's unforgettable. I'm stumbling through the dimly lit corridors of Black Iron Prison. The walls are slick with some unidentifiable muck, and the flickering lights cast eerie shadows that play tricks on my mind. Every step echoes ominously in the suffocating silence. Suddenly, I hear a guttural growl from around the corner. My heart skips a beat. I grip my makeshift weapon, a rusty pipe, and inch forward, trying to stay quiet. Peeking around the corner, I spot one of the alien mutants. Its skin is mottled and torn, eyes glowing with a malevolent hunger. Space prison? Check. Alien mutants? Double check, I whisper to myself, attempting to lighten the mood despite my shaking hand. I manage to sneak past it, but not without stepping on something that lets out a loud crunch. The mutant's head snaps toward me. My pulse skyrockets as I bolt down the hallway, hearing its heavy footsteps gaining on me. I take a sharp turn and dive into an open cell, slamming the door shut behind me. Panting heavily, I press my ear to the door, listening to the creature's snarls fade into the distance. Nightmares, guaranteed, I mutter under my breath, chuckling nervously at the absurdity of my situation. From comedy and strategy to survival horror and action-packed adventures, these games prove that aliens make the ultimate villains. They challenge us in ways no ordinary foe can. Whether I'm laughing at sectoids, trying to use a toaster, or hiding from a xenomorph that's a little too good at hide and seek, aliens always keep me on my toes. Enjoyed the list? Hit like, drop your favorite alien-filled game in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more out-of-this-world gaming content. Your feedback helps us create better content and keeps the community buzzing with excitement. Until next time, keep your plasma guns ready and your wits sharp, because you never know when the aliens will strike again.